tell you what, a lot's been going on. So much that I have spent the last couple days in Turkey, you know, the neighboring country to Ukraine, asking people a lot of questions, trying to figure out what's really going on. And I'll tell you what, you won't believe what the CEO of BlackRock is doing over in Ukraine, meeting with Zelenskyy about. How about this? Another thing that's happening, WOEF. Well, they wouldn't be controlling government to go out and seize people's homes. Why in the heck would they do that? I'll tell you. Who would have guessed this? How in the heck has China did a flip with Mexico? And what if I told you there's a crazy dog disease out there on the rise and humans are catching it? And how many of you out there think that there's another plandemic coming? Well, you won't believe what the Biden administration just offered for free. Oil prices and gas prices about to go up. Got reports of nuclear missiles on the move. And what's all the buzz flooding social media about smoke coming from nuclear sites in Idaho? What you guys should know coming right up. If you're brand new here, welcome to our awesome community where we do prepping tips, emergency preparedness how-tos, and most importantly, we go over news and awareness, stuff you probably want to know about. If you find value in that, be sure to hit the notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this. So there's some buzz over here about what the WOEF is doing. Are you a fan of those guys? Because there's lots of buzz about them taking away people's homes to achieve net zero target. Phoenix Reloaded tweeted this: WOEF controlled UK government moved to seize people's homes to achieve net zero targets. And remember, what happens over here tends to come over our way eventually. The UK government has been very busy in implementation of the new laws recently. And what do we get? A lot of smoke and mirrors to distract us, right? Politicians voted in favor of a new online safety bill recently this week, which will mean that the UK citizens can now be jailed for 5 years for challenging the official government narrative online. Is that a big kiss goodbye to your homes? I mean, what are you guys thinking? At the same time, weak politicians also voted in favor of the old WEOF, new energy bill to achieve net zero. You guys don't think that it's coming? I think it might be coming. The new energy bill, which was devised by the WOEF, means that homeowners must now comply with strict new rules which will soon be imposed. I'm telling you, if this doesn't concern you, your eyes are closed because this is happening. The changes required the extremely expensive modifications which will cost the average householder tens of thousands of pounds to implement. And get this, if you do not comply with these demands, the government now have the power to fine homeowners up to $15,000. If you cannot or will not pay the fine, you will be jailed for up to 12 months. That kind of takes us back to the old saying, you will own nothing and be happy. You know how that works. When you are broke and desperate, the government will come to save you. That's right, the savior, the rescue with a solution. That's kind of how it's stacking up. Then there's this, and tell me if this sounds familiar to you down in the comments below. Then you'll need to worry about complying with the new rule. Mandatory vaxes, no meat, no dairy, the end of the nuclear family, the pedophilers become legally and protected, state-raised little ones, no holidays abroad, good thing I'm getting mine in, 15-minute cities, no personal transport, no single-family homes, permitted to buy clothing only once a year, and then the question of population control. And real quick, there was buzz. A flood of social media pictures of smoke coming from a nuclear facility. Lots of buzz and lots of concern. Daily Mail updates, Idaho National Lab confirms there is no fire after social media picture posted appeared to show smoke coming from the site. So the big question here now, is this a cover-up? Social media footage appeared to show smoke coming from the ground near an Idaho National Lab, which tests nuclear energy projects. The Idaho National Lab later confirmed to the dailymail.com there was no fire, almost like saying there was no smoke. Now, controversy says that this is not an unusual occurrence. It's what reactors do, make stream. But you have other folks writing in saying, I have never seen a stream of plume in the middle of the desert. And when they say desert, this location isn't a very flat, dry area. In this photo here, you can see the Idaho National Lab was confirmed that there was no emergency at the site after social media was flooded with pictures showing smoke stream rising from the chimney stacks. In this photo, you see the smoke where people say that they've never seen smoke before. Normal or not, smoke is coming from these nuclear sites. Now about Mexico swapping places with China. In MarketWatch.com, Mexico has just overtaken China as the top exporter to US, or maybe it's held that distinction all year. No matter which report is used, trade data shows that the US now imports more goods and services from Mexico than China. Now, who would have thought that? Now, in this graph, a change at the top. U.S. imports of goods and services, balance of payments basis in the billions. The narrative is basically the same whichever report is used. The U.S.-China trade relationship is deteriorating, and Mexico has been a beneficiary as companies look to countries with friendlier governments. The financial element to this narrative too. One of the hottest currency pairs, and there's a financial element to this too. One of the hottest currency pairs this year has been Mexico pesos versus the Japanese yen, which is at 0.74%, which has surged 28% this year. Dollar, meanwhile, has climbed 5% versus the offshore Chinese yuan at negative 0.19%. So which is better, China or Mexico? Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. And before we tell you what BlackRock is doing in Ukraine with Zelenskyy, let's tell you about the dog disease, which is spreading to humans. From the Metro, incurable dog disease on the rise, and now 3 humans have caught it. Guess those people that let their dogs lick their face might be thinking twice these days. The UK has witnessed an increase in cases of incurable dog disease. 3 people have tested positive for an incurable dog disease as cases rise following the influx of pets from Eastern Europe. Now, I haven't asked anyone over here about their pets and dog disease yet, but definitely something to keep on your radar. So what is it? Brucella canis is a bacterial infection that can cause infertility, reproductive failure, or poor quality of life in dogs. How does it spread? It's spread through bodily fluids, primarily reproductive fluids, and can be transmitted to humans. Symptoms in people include fever, malus splenomegaly, an enlarged spleen, probably butchered that. That means lymph nodes become abnormal in size, consistency, and number. Is it curable? They're saying it's not curable, and the government is reporting that if your dog gets it, you're gonna need to put them down. Not sure you've heard this, but there has been buzz out there in social media and some news sites about nuclear missiles are being moved. This is not a drill. AirForceTimes.com has a report. Air Force test launches unarmed nuclear missiles with 3 warheads. Now, I don't know if you guys know how expensive that is, but we're talking about big money. Right here in this video, North Dakota, movement appears to be nuclear warhead for intercontinental ballistic missiles. Something going on? You guys be the judge. All I can say is things are moving. And how about oil prices? Regarding oil, if prices top $100, expect demand destruction, says the analyst. I think you need to see crude oil prices at $100 to $110 per barrel, with gasoline prices rising to $4 to $4.25 per gallon, to have consumer change their driving habits, resulting in demand destruction. Andy Lapau, president of Lapau Oil Associates, told Yahoo Finance. Like I said, I've spent the last couple days in Turkey, which is the neighboring country to Ukraine. And one of the things that I've found out, that the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, which BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager, and if you haven't noticed, trying to control and own just about everything. Well, sources say that the CEO of BlackRock meeting with Zelenskyy privately and advising how to attract U.S. private sector money for rebuilding efforts. I don't know how many billions and what trillions dollars we've seen go that direction when we could have used it for maybe Lahaina and Maui. Yeah, well, all that money, I haven't seen any reports of anything being built. If you ask me, it sounds like lining the pockets of billionaires. Here in the Zero Hedge article, it says NATO fractures and U-turn. Poland announces it will no longer arm Ukraine. We've even got financial meetings being set up by JP Morgan Bank. What it looks like to me is they're gonna drain the US taxpayers' pockets. Oh, and don't let me forget, do we have another round of the thing coming? Here we go. The Biden administration offers another free round of the thing tests again. That's right, a huge sign. Starting Monday, the US households will again be able to order free test kits. The Biden administration on Wednesday announced that that's starting on Monday. US households will again be able to order 4 free test kits through tests.gov. I know you guys know what I'm trying to say. I'm on thin ice with that particular word. So where do you guys think that this is going? A disease, something so deadly that you need to test to see if you got it, even though you guys feel completely well. Yeah, lots of fingers, pointed in the direction that this is going. So keep that on your radar. A few of the reports on the radar, things that I thought you'd want to be aware of. Be sure to stay tuned. I'm learning a lot over here. A lot more to come. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.